So far, we've tackled some of the big issues that are facing families living with special needs and disabilities, but we also wanted to hear from some of the young people at the centre of these stories. So we have been to Oakwood Academy, a special school in Eccles, to hear from them.
I have Duchenne muscular dystrophy,
learning difficulties and autism.
I have ADHD,
autism,
Asperger's,
KBG syndrome.
I have Down syndrome,
dyspraxia and speech impairment.
When people give me long instructions, I tend to forget or ask questions.
Socially, I'm very shy around people, and if I talk to someone I know, my body feels like it's flames.
When I get upset, I jump up and down in frustration.
I struggle with reading, telling the time, spelling, and at times with my writing.
but I don't have as strong muscles as everyone else.
I can't concentrate. I'm bouncy like Tigger.
Some muscles don't work as much as other people.
People might think I don't understand things, but I do.
Other people think I struggle with everything when I don't.
Sometimes in public I do get quite a lot of people staring.
People like say to me like, "Oh, can you repeat that?" Or like, "Take the mic out of me."
I want to be a dancer when I'm older.
Costume designer to writer.
I would like to work with children when I leave sixth form.
I want to do something in the coaching industry to do with sport.
I would like to work with animals.
Personal trainer or a TA in PE.
Right now, really, I want to be a professional wrestler.
My mum and dad are my inspiration. They help me a lot and get me where I am today.
My brother Ben, because he has the same disability as me, and he's 22 years old and he goes to university.
My inspiration will be Whitney Houston. It's because she's lovely.
I'm proud of my achievements in school and college and being a volunteer at youth club.
I'm most proud of getting a job, my first job.
To represent the country, playing wheelchair football.
When I was a kid, the doctor told me I would never talk. So through the years, it got better. So proud of that. So really good.
Thank you to all of them.
Amazing.
Wonderful stories.
They're all from the Oakwood Academy, likes of Brian, Brad, Toby, and many more. Thank you so much. And you can tell how much they cared about making sure they got the right message across there. It's a subject matter which has really touched so many of our viewers, and thank you to so many of you who got in contact with us.
You can see how to get in touch. You can email bbcbreakfast@bbc.co.uk, or you can tweet us as well using the hashtag BBCSEND. We are talking about it throughout the week, and then on Friday we've got a sort of special programme. We'll be discussing a lot of the issues. I've also been speaking to Carrie and David Grant, who've got children with autism, finding out about what life is like for them as well.
Okay, that's going to be
on tomorrow.
We're covering this throughout the week for you. Lee and Sarah have got in contact to say our son is 9 years old with profound autism. We are currently going through the tribunal process, which we've been talking a lot about today, to go to court in January. We spent approximately £10,000 to date. The tactics by our local authority have been both shocking and underhand. That's from Lee and Sarah.
This is anonymous. I think you'll see why. As a retired special needs coordinator in a primary school in Wales, it was a constant fight with the authority to access appropriate support for some of my pupils. I tried very hard in support of the parents, but not always successful. The authorities had a limited budget, and since I've retired, this budget has no doubt decreased yet again. The resulting stress on families and teachers is truly sad, and that's the sort of sense you get today from what we've been doing today. We've been talking about how many parents are having to go to tribunal to get the educational support. You know, they are having to fight to get the support they need, and what's, you know, they've got not just parents but teachers, special needs coordinators, all in this battle to try and get the support that they need.
We're getting loads of comments on that, and also everyone talking about the royal wedding. We were talking about cheese earlier. I know it's a strange link, but
cruel, traumatic, heart-wrenching.
Deanne describes the process she's just gone through. 2 years fighting 2 tribunals to get the right support for her disabled daughter. Erin was left with serious disabilities after being born prematurely. A statement, a legal document, had outlined exactly what support Erin received, but new legislation in 2014 meant Erin's statement had to be scrapped and turned into a new education, health and care plan. That is when their fight began.
They had stripped out everything.
All of Erin's provision.
Speech therapy, one-to-one, occupational therapy.
All gone.
All gone.
They appealed the plan in October 2015. In May 16, they lost the tribunal, appealed again, and in July this year won a new plan. You basically got everything back for Erin.
Yeah, and more.
So, how can you summarise the process you've been through?
I can't. It does not make sense what we have been through as a family to get what Erin needs and is entitled to. It does not make sense.
Erin's council, Redbridge, told us they made 1,500 decisions last year. Only 20 ended in tribunal. The reforms were designed to offer better support for children, but we found almost 3,400 parents had to fight for that support last year.
And what it tells me is that there's a system that's under massive strain where councils simply don't have the money to give parents often what they think their children deserve.
This isn't what parents think their children deserve. This is what the law says children are entitled to. That's very different.
Councils are doing their best to do that in impossible financial circumstances where the law also says that councils cannot overspend their budget each year.
The Department for Education told us they've given councils an extra $223 million in extra funding to help them introduce these reforms successfully. But many parents tell us they too have had to pay the financial cost of independent reports and lawyers and experts, emotional costs which can't be quantified. Of course, there are very many parents who can't afford to pay anything.
And there are, of course, those situations where local authorities will come along to the hearing armed with a range of professionals supporting their case, and that inevitably creates an inequality of arms.
This can be a brutal experience. Many parents, like Deanne, will go through it more than once.
It's taken every fibre in my body to fight, and I will never, ever give up for what my daughter needs and is legally entitled to.
Now, Jane, I'm just looking at some of those figures, and what really struck me this time watching that report was, you know, the amount of money that parents are, you know, it's not just the strain, it's a financial strain as well, isn't it?
Let me tell you, I mean, parents shouldn't have to spend any of this money. The tribunal system is set up so that parents really shouldn't have to. But they are, because those who can feel that if they don't spend, that, you know, their kids are at risk. So it's really complicated. Ali Fiddy in that report is from IPSI, an organisation which gives advice. SEN gives free advice as well. Lots of organisations out there. Let's have a look at the numbers we're talking about today again, though. There has been a 28% increase in England in tribunals last year. I mean, let's have a look at how many cases are actually being won by councils. Only 1 in 5 cases. And behind that are all the very many appeals that never make it to tribunal, because in 4 in 10 cases, councils are conceding. They're saying, no, OK, forget it, we'll go with what you want. We'll go with what you need, rather. Let's have a look at another figure, the amount of money that is spent by councils on these legal fees to take these challenges forward. That, we understand, is at the very least £6 million. So it's going to be much more than that, because not all councils gave us data on that. Right. So much of what we're doing this week is going to be looking at the problems, the fights, but we want to celebrate some of the good stuff as well, don't we?
Yeah, and we've been getting so many messages on that positive side of it as well.
Exactly, because you know what, there's so many kids out there with special educational needs and disabilities who teach their parents and other people around them a lesson. Yeah. You put a question to David and Carrie Grant, an amazing couple, about what their kids had taught them, and they recorded this film for us. Have a look at this.
We want to give a big shout out and big thumbs up to Olivia,
Talia,
Imogen,
Nathan,
because you are just phenomenal kids and we absolutely love you. Even though our family puts the funk into dysfunctional, you guys rock. Olivia, we love your creativity, we love your kindness.
Talia, we love your brilliance, your art, your beauty, your different way of seeing the world.
Imogen, I just think you're so creative. Your creativity, your slime making, your humour, you make me laugh every single day.
All the time, and the fact that my cheeks no longer belong to me. And Nathan, you are the best boy in the world. You're amazing.
Really are, and you're so brilliant at building things, and because you're so good at problem solving, you will work stuff out.
Yeah, we think you're fantastic. We thank you for being our kids, because you made us better people by being our kids. So thank you.
Very #proud.
Love you very much.
Oh, I love that.
And that's really, I mean, so much of that is amazing, and you'll see, we'll play the full interview with them tomorrow, but that message that, you know, their children have changed them for the better.
For the better.
And that really is the kind of message that came out of talking to them.
And please, we really want to celebrate this. Do get in touch with us. If you want to give a shout out to your child, we've got something special planned for the end of the week, so get in touch, social media.
Phrase about putting the funk in dysfunction.
How brilliant is that? Tomorrow, one last thing, we've got an amazing exclusive report on autism services in the UK, a long-awaited report, exclusively revealed on this sofa tomorrow. Do watch, do keep getting in touch with us.
Thank you very much. And people have been getting in touch in their
Huge
droves,
numbers.
haven't they? The address is, if you want to email, bbcbreakfast@bbc.co.uk. There it is, I can't quite get it. Or you can, thank you. Or you can tweet us, use the hashtag BBCSEND. And we really appreciate those messages. I know that Jane is reading every single one. I'm reading, and Dan is reading as many as we can. Thank you.
One other thing we've been enjoying today is Matt's out and about with the weather in York. Every time we've gone to him,